Welcome to the sixth section of our course. In this section, you will learn how to configure your services. So firstly, we'll do a services for Kubernetes explained. We'll explain what those services are and how can we leverage them for creating better deployments. Then we'll be looking at the very important service that is embedded within Kubernetes. That is service discovery and routing. So we'll see how can we achieve the service discovery mechanism of microservices that are deployed independently but using Kubernetes. Then we'll add ingress resources to the service that we create in the first video. Finally, we'll be troubleshooting application access issues. So this is the first video and we'll be looking at the services for Kubernetes that are available and we'll explain them. So firstly, we'll create load balancing service that will be responsible for balancing traffic on our Kubernetes instance. We will register that as a service and then it could be used by different Kubernetes pods. We'll be adding deployment with that load balancing service and we'll expose service and deployment on Kubernetes. So let's see how can we achieve that. So in the section 6 we have service lb.yam. So this has a definition of load balancing service. This will be a deployment and this deployment has the load balancer example name. It will have 5 replicas and selectors are matching load balancer example. So everything that matches that selector will have 5 replicas. Then we are doing a specification of containers and we are getting node hello container that it has a name hello world. So it will be exposed on the port 8080. Let's see how can we deploy that and register as a service. So in the service explain.sh, you have logic that we will do right now. So first you need to apply services lb. It will create a hello world service into your deployment. You can get information about that using get deployments hello world. You can see that 0 from 5 is ready because they are starting. After some time, they will be ready, but let's progress to the next. So we can describe our deployment using describe deployments command. So we can see that here rolling up the strategy is applied. We have scaling replica set event and we will scale to 5 instances. What's important, everything is exposed on the port 8080, but this port is exposed internally to the container. So this is exposed but only within the container, not outside of it. So once we have those services running, let's get the information about them. We can expose it as the service. But before that, let's get information about Replica Set. You can see our Replica Set that are running, including those that we did in the previous video. Let's print right now once again our services explain and see how can we get Replica Set described for this specific one. So here you can see that there is description of all replicas in our system, so you can track your service and see if they have 5 instances running. But what's important, we want to expose our deployment as a service. So this is a step that we want to do. So add a custom logic and expose hello world as a load balancer service. So here we are exposing deployment hello world. Type of it will be load balancer and name will be my service. So from that point now on, it will be available to look up via services service in Kubernetes. So let's execute that and you can see that my service was exposed. So final thing that we need to do is to look up this service. So it is also in services explained and you can see that how lookup is done like kubectl get services my service. So we can see that service is explained and also it is exposed. So other pods in your cluster could easily use that service for you. So here there is a cluster IP, there is a port, edge and external IP. We'll be using cluster and IP and port in the video number 3 about ingress traffic. So we will get back to it or you can remember that for the later use.